Hello everyone. So let us go through some of the updates from the Atlassian ecosystem, and this week I do have some updates for you that I'm sure many of you will appreciate. Now, in case you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. We we share these updates regularly, in fact every week, and you can of course get these updates on the channel. We also have a podcast where you can listen to these updates. So when we make these updates, when we share these updates, it is basically easy to consume. And we also have a newsletter in case you want to read about these updates. Now the first update is about the renaming of projects to spaces. Now this was announced by Atlassian, I believe maybe around a month back, sometime in July, I think maybe a month, 2 months. But it was not massively clear like what will happen, and I think Atlassian is now trying to share more. And in this post, in this update from Atlassian, they have shared some kind of a before and after screenshot or screenshots. For example, if it used to say more projects, now it will probably say more spaces. So basically it is, as per Atlassian, it is nothing but a rename of the terminology. Now, personally, I am not in favor of renaming projects to spaces, but it is a separate discussion. I have already talked about it. I think most of the admins are not happy because they have to now communicate it back to the users or train their users again, and it will cause confusion. But we know that Atlassian is doing it and they will do it. So they have shared the timeline, like when will this update gets rolled out. So if you're on a free version or a standard version, then I think on 1st of September you will see these changes. If you are on and by the way, this change will be rolled out from 1st of September till the end of September, and for premium and enterprise it will be 20th, right, 20th of October, basically sometime in October or November. And similarly for release tracks, it will be sometime by end of this year. So this is the timeline, so you should definitely plan for letting your users know. I think this particular page will help, but I think you should definitely create your own update and then announce it internally, because the moment this change will happen, I'm quite sure many people will get confused. So when we talk to our users, when users are talking to each other, they will say, okay, go to this project and create a new issue. But now they will say, go to that space and create a new issue, or go to that space and create a new page. So it can be a bit confusing. But that is how things are with Atlassian. I think they have this, some kind of a campaign internally. Maybe they want to align something with other tools. I don't know why they're doing it, but we need to be prepared. So just note these timelines and let your users, your clients know about it. Okay, the next update is about Atlassian Analytics. Now, when it comes to Atlassian Analytics, you can of course report on Jira data, but Atlassian Analytics has been getting a lot of improvements. Now it seems like you can also report on goals, and these goals, of course, will be associated with the actual issues. So you should be able to create these reports where you can see the progress of those goals, which will of course come, or it will basically be driven by issues under your goals and projects. And when people are updating those issues and projects, of course you want to report on it. It is of course not always easy. In Jira we do a lot of weird things to roll up or show up the progress on higher levels. And thing is that in Jira and also in general, the definition of progress is not always same for everyone. Maybe you have 5 epics under an initiative, and under those 5 epics you have hundreds of stories. So do you want to report based on Like, do you want to report progress based on the status, or you want to report progress based on the time logged or stories burned? It all depends, right? And it is never easy. It is one of the most difficult thing to do. But now I believe using Atlassian Analytics, you can create those or some kind of reports using goals. And in this post, Atlassian has shared quite a lot, like how to build those reports, how to connect your goals and associate them with work items, and also they have shared various queries that will help you. So do consider taking a look at it. I'm not sure if you have Atlassian Analytics or not, because it's only for enterprise customers. For everything else, I think just keep doing reporting in Jira, maybe use EasyBI, maybe use Power BI, maybe use some other external tools. But Atlassian Analytics is, of course, not a very old tool. It is getting a lot of updates lately. So and I thought I'll probably share these updates. The next update is about the assets. Now in assets, especially on Jira Cloud, it was not massively great, and I believe that is what Atlassian is changing. Now they have this improved asset data manager with the Schema data manager import. So they are improving the way you can connect or integrate various sources, and not only you can integrate those sources, but you can also then reconcile the data, and then you can do some transformation or processing of the data. For example, you may have data coming from a database or a CSV file or maybe some other endpoint, and then you want to make sure that you're removing the duplicates, maybe based on some common ID, and then you may want to transform it. So you can do some of these things using this data manager flow, which I haven't looked at, but I now want to spend some time going through these videos, and that is what is a good thing about this post. You can of course refer to the documentation, but there are videos that will of course help you and guide you. And people actually ask me a lot about the capabilities and possibilities of CMDB on like assets on Jira Cloud, and I think it is improving a lot, especially for those who come from Jira Data Center and Insights background. This is something that we really welcome. So yeah, thanks a lot Atlassian. We'll definitely go through this, and we'll ask you questions. We'll definitely have a lot of questions, but it is good to see these improvements and additional features. The next update is about Trello, and Trello has a very small update. It's basically about disabling keyboard shortcuts, which you may want to do, because sometimes your keyboard shortcuts can be confused, or the users can be confused if you're using multiple tools. For example, I use Linux. I use Arch Linux, and I have Alt key, which is my main key to do a lot of things. So sometimes it can be a problem for me, and it is always good to know that some tools will allow you to disable those keyboard shortcuts. Okay, and I don't really think this is global. I think it says keyboard shortcuts are designed to give people the ability to quickly execute. Okay, right. Okay, so I think this disabling is basically for all the users. This is what it says. It is not user specific, which it is basically a personal setting. Okay, so I believe you can go to your account and then you can disable those keyboards. So it's not global, it is basically personal. That is good to know. Okay, so let us move on, and the next update is about the event, the upcoming virtual event, which is basically this quiz, and this event is, I believe, all about how to manage and run a community and how to keep it engaging, right? So this is something that might be useful for those people who are into community management. I don't really run any community, or at least any Atlassian community, so maybe I'll skip this event, or maybe I'll join this event just to say hi to my friends, because I know I have a lot of friends, by the way, and I sometimes join these events, virtual events. But when it comes to the actual in-person event, I try to attend maybe one event every few months. Okay, yeah, so this is one of the upcoming event happening on 28th of August, in case you want to attend. The next update is basically the blog of the week. Now, recently I made a video about whether you should be learning Jira Data Center and Scriptano in 2025, and I, of course, made that video based on my feedback, my experience, and my suggestion is that if you're already into Atlassian ecosystem, then maybe you're doing something on Jira Cloud, then maybe you can get into Jira Data Center, maybe you can get into Jira or Scriptano for Jira, because I don't think it is going away in the next 5-ish years. Maybe I think we're looking at 5 years definitely, even if Atlassian announces today. So you can definitely use the dying or this basically skill set, which is rare. Not many people are doing Jira Data Center work or Groovy scripting work. So people will get paid, those people who are actually doing these things. So we also made this blog. So if you want to, if you prefer reading a blog, go through it, and hopefully you will get some ideas. And the last update, which is about Forge, is something similar to this post that I made. So a lot of my audience, a lot of people who watch my videos, they are basically Jira admins. They want to build their career. They are of course users, but they are also into they use Jira as part of their job to help others, like admins or consultants or developers. And I made this video where I talked about what skills you need to acquire if you want to get into Forge development. So this video will definitely help you, because I talked about exactly what skills you should be focusing on. Okay, so yeah, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video, in this session. I hope you enjoyed watching and listening to this session, and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.